Hello, it's Sarah here. I have just dashed back from the White House and I'm in our bureau in Washington.
It's Justin in the worldwide headquarters of Americast in London, England.
And it's Anthony. I've made my way back from Wisconsin along with Sarah, getting ready to talk about politics here in D.C.
Okay, so this is, this is just a remarkable time, and I don't think any of us thought that we were going to be here quite so quickly. Joe Biden obviously has announced that he is stepping aside. He's not going to run as the Democrats' presidential candidate. That was less than 24 hours ago, and things have moved very, very fast. So we need to catch up on everything that is being going on, and particularly the way the Democratic Party has been coalescing around Kamala Harris. It doesn't look as though there's going to be a contest for who's going to be the next candidate. It looks as though basically the fix is in, and it has been planned that Kamala Harris will go on and be the candidate.
Coalescing and opening their wallets, Anthony. I mean, just tell us a bit about this money, because I've seen varying figures from the Harris campaign, but they seem to be claiming, at least at one stage they were claiming, they made the most money in the opening 24 hours or so of a presidential nominee, not that she is fully the nominee, in American history. The kind of money that's flowing in is quite eye-catching, isn't it?
$50 million just in the 24-hour period since Joe Biden tweeted out his stepping down letter. And that may not be the biggest one-day total in history, but the Harris campaign is certainly claiming that it is the biggest total in the 2024 election cycle. And you have to remember, Kamala Harris has just inherited essentially about $100 million from the Biden-Harris campaign. So she added about 50% to that total, which makes her into a very respectable presidential candidate when you add all of the other money that various Democratic groups have been bringing in to support their candidate, hundreds of millions of dollars. She will be on equal footing, it seems, to go against Donald Trump. And that may be part of the reason why, as you mentioned, all of these Democrats are essentially saying, yeah, she's the one for us.
It looks like a very organized campaign, though, doesn't it, Anthony and Justin? I mean, the money's coming rushing in because the donors had turned off the taps when Joe Biden was insisting on staying as the candidate, and they wanted to get rid of him. But there is no way that in the time since he announced he was stepping down, something this well planned has been put together. You look at the people who are coming out and endorsing Kamala Harris, all of the people who could have been running against her. So all of the governors who were potentially other candidates, they've endorsed her and said that they're not running. It's even being done in sequence. You can see the Midwestern governors all coming out at the same time. Just in the last few minutes, Nancy Pelosi has said that she's endorsing Kamala Harris. Yesterday, we were picking over Pelosi's statement and thinking, oh, that's weird. She hasn't endorsed her. Oh, maybe that's a crack in the party. No, they were obviously waiting to do it now, to roll it out in sequence. I bet by the end of today, Barack Obama will have endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah, we didn't want to, I don't think they wanted it to seem like some sort of preordained outcome that as soon
that's
as...
exactly how it looks.
So they waited 24 hours. But and I think
Sarah's our very own conspiracy theorist. I'm so glad without Mariana here, we can all be our true selves. And Sarah, you're being your true self.
I think the candidates who might have run for this nomination could also see the writing on the wall. One, they wouldn't have gotten that $100 million that I mentioned from the Biden-Harris campaign because Harris was Joe Biden's pick from the very get-go. I mean, they were starting this race, if it was going to be a race, multiple laps behind Kamala Harris. And why would you run and inherit a presidential campaign with just a couple months to do it, and possibly, if you go down to defeat, destroy your political career, or wait another 4 years when it could very well be an open nomination contest, and then you can actually run a campaign like a normal person would run a campaign with months and months to build up momentum.
But, Anthony, if she wins, Kamala Harris could have 8 years in the Oval Office. She's going to have to pick a vice presidential candidate. We'll probably talk about that later. Whomsoever that is, let's say for the sake of argument, Josh Shapiro, the current governor of Pennsylvania, he'd be in prime position to take over the nomination in, 2032. So, yeah, you're looking at 2040 before Gavin Newsom can launch his campaign. Yeah. Even he'll be getting on by then.
That's true. Luckily, most of them are young, so I guess they're figuring they can wait around. But that is a good point. If you thought you had a shot, now would be a decent time to take it. But I don't think any of them thought, given the circumstances, that they were going to be able to knock Harris off.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. In politics, timing is everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.